The Zorath Empire had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. Their fleets were endless, their technology unmatched, and their name feared across every known world. They had conquered hundreds of planets, breaking civilizations that dared to resist them. When their scanners found a small blue planet called Earth, they saw it as nothing more than another easy victory. Commander Xylan stood inside his massive warship, watching Earth appear on the screen. "Primitive world," he said with pride. "This will be quick." His officers nodded, unaware that this mission would change everything. The first Zorath ships entered Earth's orbit. Strange things began to happen. Human satellites turned off one by one. Communication signals vanished. There were no broadcasts, no messages, no panic, and only silence. The commander frowned. Why aren't they afraid? Moments later, the skies of Earth lit up. A hidden network of defense systems came online, massive energy grids pulsing beneath the clouds. Zorath scanners failed to read them. Their ships started losing power. Something or someone was jamming their systems. Then a deep voice broke through the static on every Zorath channel. It was calm, confident, and human. "Welcome to Earth, invaders. You should have stayed in your own stars." The words echoed through the fleet. Every Zorath officer felt an unfamiliar emotion. Fear. From the surface, human fighters rose into the sky, their engines burning bright. Unknown weapons locked onto Zorath ships, targeting them with perfect precision. Commander Xylan shouted, "Return fire!" But it was too late. The first alien cruiser exploded, then another. Earth was not helpless. Humanity had been waiting. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy's greatest empire realized they might have made their final mistake. Commander Xylan couldn't understand what was happening. Every calculation, every prediction said Earth should have fallen in minutes. Yet here they were, losing ships to a species that shouldn't even have space travel. The humans were not reacting like prey. They were fighting like predators. The Zorath landing teams touched down near an abandoned city. The streets were empty, but signs of preparation were everywhere. Craters, burnt vehicles, and strange towers with glowing blue cores stood silently among the ruins. When one soldier tried to scan them, his device overheated and melted in his hands. Inside a collapsed subway tunnel, they found something even more shocking: human soldiers operating alien-looking machines. They weren't surprised to see the Zorath. In fact, they smiled. "Took you long enough," one said. The Zorath opened fire, but their weapons jammed instantly. The humans didn't run. They pressed buttons on strange wrist devices, and invisible drones appeared, surrounding the aliens in seconds. Within moments, the elite Zorath unit vanished in a blinding flash of light. High above Earth, Zorath ships continued to malfunction. Whole fleets vanished from radar. Some exploded without warning. It wasn't chaos, it was precision. Someone was controlling the battlefield, and it wasn't them. Commander Xylan watched the reports come in. "They have our ship designs," one officer shouted. "They know our patterns!" How could that be? Then Xylan remembered the rumors. Decades ago, a lost Zorath scout ship near the Sol system. It was never found. Maybe humans found it first. Maybe they learned everything. For the first time in his life, the commander of the galaxy's strongest empire whispered to himself, "We are not fighting primitives. We are fighting ghosts who learned from us." The battle spread across the skies like fire. Dozens of Zorath warships fell from orbit, their engines burning as they crashed into the oceans below. Commander Xylan stood in silence, watching his once invincible fleet crumble. Every second, more red warnings flashed across the command screens. Systems offline. Shields breached. Weapons disabled. It made no sense. Humanity shouldn't have had this power. The humans were everywhere, yet nowhere to be seen. Tiny drones zipped through the air like living sparks, cutting through Zorath armor as if it were paper. When one exploded near the Dominion, Xylan saw the fragments twist mid-air into hundreds of smaller drones that continued attacking. It was impossible, it was madness, and it was human innovation. Each human weapon carried a single message carved into its shell. "You brought this war to us. Now we bring it back." The Empire's ships tried to retreat, but new energy readings appeared behind them. Earth's moon. Hidden hangars opened, revealing more human warships rising from the shadows. They had been building an army right under their noses. A desperate officer turned to the commander. "We must call for reinforcements," he shouted. Xylan hesitated. "And tell them what?" he whispered. That we're losing to farmers and miners? But deep down he already knew. These humans were not what the Empire believed. Their strength wasn't in numbers or technology. It was in their will. From Earth's surface, a bright blue beam shot upward, piercing the sky and cutting through the Zorath flagship's hull. Silence filled the bridge. Xylan looked at the burning clouds and finally understood. The Empire had faced rebellions before. But this was the beginning of extinction. Humanity was rewriting the rules of war. All across Earth, the humans were no longer hiding. Every city, mountain, and ocean became a weapon. Massive energy towers rose from beneath the ground, glowing with blue and white light. The world itself seemed alive, responding to the invasion like a living organism defending its heart. Commander Xylan sent wave after wave of soldiers, but none returned. Every drop zone was a trap. Forests turned into burning fields of plasma fire, and human snipers picked off Zorath troops with unseen precision. Drones swarmed from the skies like flocks of metal birds, their wings slicing through armored suits. What shocked the Zorath most was unity. Humanity was not divided by nations or flags anymore. They fought as one, under a single command known only as Project Helios. Every man, woman, and child played a role. Some fought on the front lines, others hacked enemy systems from underground bunkers. Even satellites destroyed in the first attack had been replaced within hours, rebuilt using captured alien tech. In the ruins of London, a human commander gave a short broadcast to the world. They thought they could own us. They thought we'd kneel. Let's remind them what humans do when we have nothing left to lose. The message spread across every human base, igniting a flame that no alien power could put out. Above the clouds, the Empire's ships fired their orbital cannons, but this time Earth fired back. From the oceans, gigantic towers emerged, releasing concentrated energy beams that pierced through the sky and shattered entire battleships in seconds. Commander Xylan watched in disbelief as his mighty fleet burned. The world he thought weak was stronger than any empire he had known. For the first time in his life, he whispered with dread, "They are not defending, they are winning." The war that began on Earth soon spread far beyond it. Humanity, once trapped on a single planet, now moved among the stars like hunters chasing their prey. The wreckage of Zorath warships became the foundation for a new kind of human fleet, faster, smarter, and deadlier than anything the galaxy had ever seen. Inside the command ship Helios 1, Admiral Rhea stood before a holographic map filled with red enemy markers. "We don't defend anymore," she said calmly. "We take back what they stole." Her voice was cold, sharp, and filled with purpose. Humanity was no longer the victim. They were the storm. Human warships entered hyperspace, jumping into Zorath-controlled systems. The Empire's colonies, once proud and powerful, fell one by one. The Zorath fleets tried to regroup, but human attacks came from unexpected directions. Sometimes from behind their own lines, sometimes from within. No pattern, no mercy. Every battle carried a message broadcast in every alien language. This is for every world you burned. This is for every voice you silenced. Entire star systems began to rise up, inspired by humanity's defiance. Species once enslaved by the Empire now joined the fight. Together they became something new, an alliance forged by fear, courage, and revenge. Commander Xylan, now a fugitive aboard his damaged ship, listened to reports of human victories spreading across the galaxy. Each message was a blade cutting deeper into his pride. "How did they become this?" one of his officers asked. Xylan stared into the void and answered softly, "Because we taught them how to fight." And they learned too well. For the first time in galactic history, the hunters had become the hunted, and humanity was leading the chase. The once mighty Zorath Empire stood on the edge of collapse. Their fleets, once shining symbols of power, were now drifting graves in the void. Entire star systems had fallen silent. The Empire's proud banners were now nothing but ash scattered among dying worlds. Commander Xylan, now the last surviving high officer, gathered what remained of his forces near the twin suns of Dairos. It was the final stand. Millions of ships, every weapon they had left. "Humanity cannot defeat the Empire," he declared. "We will crush them and reclaim our honor." But even as he spoke, his voice trembled. Somewhere deep inside, he knew the truth. The war was already lost. Hours passed in eerie silence until the sensors caught movement. hundreds of faint energy signatures emerging from the dark side of Deiros's moons. Then thousands. Then millions. Human ships appeared from hidden wormholes surrounding the Zorath Armada like a closing fist. Their design was terrifying. Sleek black hulls glowing with blue plasma,